Well, here we are. Chuck, it's been a little while.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. It's good to be back.
I didn't fire you.
I appreciate
I'm not going
that.
to.
Yeah.
And we have too much fun here.
Absolute job security, everybody.
So, well, just to start out. Let's just get it over with. Big story, Micah Hyde. Oh, you're getting a lot of flack for this one.
Yeah, and this is great. And first off, hey, welcome to CyHawkThoughts. And we have people follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thank you very much for doing that. Great story that came out. I guess great in the terms of it's generating a lot of buzz. Might be great for individuals. Bye week at Iowa, Micah Hyde decides to go for a little jog at 2 a.m. Can't outrun a sheriff deputy.
Apparently not, even though you run a 4.6.
Yeah, he outran Missouri. He outran Michigan State a couple years ago. He can't outrun. Who's the deputy's got? Shouldn't they be playing in the Arena League or something?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How are they chasing him down? And they're carrying flashlights.
Yeah.
And
you're right. How did they catch him?
I don't know. That's the thing that...
What was he wearing? Oregon Duck uniform?
Yeah, I don't get that. That's the most confounding thing of any of this. Well, how did they stop him? I mean...
I don't know.
Okay, but here's the other part I want to go and talk about. Catching a lot of flack, and that's great. We love the supporters. Love the passion. Big shout out to David and Travis. Appreciate kind of busting our chops a little bit here, and some of it rightfully so.
Yeah.
And some of the conversation I've had on Facebook. Hey, in 2007, and granted we did not have our show yet on that. It was just a twinkle in our daddy's eyes, but it was maybe a twinkle in our eyes.
Yeah.
But I was on, and granted, I was calling in on the old Miller and Terrell, or Terrell, Miller, Marty, and whatever, blah, on their show. And I said, hey, get rid of Ferentz. I like Kirk, but, there's a lot of problems, a lot of issues. That has died down a little bit. Winning is a great deodorant, they say, and it is. Mm-hmm. And 2007 was a tough season. Disappointing, losing to... with Western Michigan at the end, didn't go to a bowl game. Yeah, that's a tough year. But going forward, they've had some success. Here comes a little more deodorant. There's still issues.
Here comes Georgia Tech in a BCS bowl.
Yeah, a big victory. You get lots of other things going on, brings in a lot of money for the university. And yes, here we are again. There's more issues. Micah Hyde trying to outrun people. It's a bad deal. I think, the university handles how they want to handle stuff. That, that's how they do it. If the university has a set policy, the football team does. I can't have an opinion on that. That's their policy. Mm-hmm. It goes forward. Is there maybe a double standard at times? There probably is. With different players, is this first strike? Is this second strike? What constitutes a strike? What's a ball? Who knows?
Yeah.
We're not privileged to that stuff and all that freedom of information or lack of information for us. I don't get it. But what I will say is that the team brings in a lot of money. That's going to cloud some things over. Kirk Ferentz has done great things, taking a team that was down, had some down years, got them going consistently to bowl games or consistent winners. As I had said on Facebook, in the 90s, Tom Davis got rode out of town. Why? Because he won one NCAA tournament game a year. He didn't win 2, didn't win 3, he won 1. And they thought they could do better. Well, 15 years later, we're still working on better.
I don't know, better. You're working on getting back to where Tom Davis.
Yeah, we're not even getting to better. Yeah, we haven't been better. Yeah, we're just working to get back where we were 15 years ago. You're absolutely right. And that's part of it. Yeah, get rid of them. Well, I don't know if that is the answer right now because you're not going to get better. And we're going to set Iowa football back 15 years if that's the case. Can things be done internally? I would sure hope so. I don't know what those are. Iowa City, any of those college towns are tough towns. A lot of kids, younger people. There's going to be problems. We were young kids once. I mean, granted, we stayed relatively clean and out of trouble, but we weren't big time, Division I football players.
Yeah, if we did make a mistake and we were on a football team, people would hear about it.
Yep.
We were not on a football team. We were studying. If we did get in trouble, no one hears about it.
Yep.
So you make a valid point that, to be honest with you, it's kids in a college atmosphere, and kids are going to get in trouble. Whether or not, Iowa State fans right now are saying, well, Paul Hall was not in the game, did not even play because of his DUI. Well, remember, that was his second strike, because there was issues prior to the season this year as well. So this isn't like his first, like it was Hyde's first, as far as we know. And they've come out and said strike one. So
yeah. As far as we know, it is.
And we can go on and on about how Iowa has a program that has a bunch of bad seeds, but every college has it. And the point of the whole post and the whole conversation was, do you think internally, as an institution or as a team, should Micah Hyde be playing, let alone starting? The issue wasn't, Iowa's horrible, Iowa has problems and all that type of stuff. Kind of got that way. Yeah. And for those who said that, Travis, I'm an Iowa State fan just like you. Ferentz,
love the passion.
Yes, Ferentz deserves the kind of funds that he's getting, because A, he's taking them to places that Iowa doesn't regularly get to, and B, they have the money to spend.
Yeah.
If I had all the money in the world, I probably have a nicer car than a Kia.
There we go.
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So great talk. I'm sure it's going to continue. We want it to continue. That's exactly what this site was for.
Absolutely.
It was for Iowa fans and Iowa State fans to come on one site, have a little jaw session at each other. We're okay with that. We want to get you guys' opinions. That's why it's called CyHawkThoughts instead of CyHawk something else. We want to know your thoughts. We want to present our thoughts, and we just want to get it out there.
Yeah, it's not CyHawk only our thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
They get old after a while.
Yeah, because I'm boring.
Yeah, you're looking kind of boring. No, yeah, you guys, thank you very much. And that's the thing is, you boil it down perfectly. And granted, I'm taking more of an old school approach when it comes to this. And I would say this, whether it's Iowa State, UNI, Benny Sapp, doesn't matter.
Jason Berryman.
Jason Berryman, doesn't matter who it is. If you've got a crime and you have allegedly committed something, I play the until proven guilty, and then you got to face a punishment then, and then that's got to be decided. But if we were involved in a fracas with the law after a show, our jobs would still go on.
Yeah,
we would. If we did essentially the same thing, we'd sure hear about it.
Yeah.
Much like Micah Hyde is.
Yeah, and we'd be here the next week.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, wasn't it less than 2 months ago where we put out the story on Boo Boo Paulo, and then one of the first comments that came out after Boo Boo Paulo, innocent until proven guilty.
Thank you. That's a great point, yeah.
And that came from an Iowa State fan.
Yeah.
So, got to give mutual respect here, right?
Absolutely.
So,
and I will say, still hope, I haven't heard anything really new on that case, so I still hope that...
He's pleaded not guilty.
Good luck on that. Sure hope that works out correctly. And go back to Paul real quick. Best of luck to that kid. Looks like he's going to take some time off, go into rehab.
Yeah.
TCU will welcome him back. At least the door's open if he wants to. And I hope that kid just gets right. He's a talent.
He is a talent.
Talented human being, and hopefully that gets that figured out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Good segue there. Very good segue.
There we go.
I'm glad he wasn't there. Helped us go into the 15th ranked team at their new stadium, knock them off, and soundly. Yeah, watching this, the score got to 23-20 at one point. It was 10-7 at one point. Halftime 16-10, things like that. I never felt like we were going to lose this one.
Oh, no. Iowa State always had the answer, and it's kind of fun. I hate bye weeks for Iowa, but it's kind of fun when they do have it, and Iowa State's kind of got I call it the marquee slot, 2:30 game.
Yeah.
Hey, I can do some grilling, Susie, my wife, and I are hanging out, watching the game. We're cheering on State, having a good time. Nothing to worry about. I don't have to worry about, Iowa won, thank God, or Iowa lost, and I'm mad. It's just nothing. That's our whole focus. And I had that same feeling the whole game.
They just kind of had control.
It started what, play 2? Play 3? Yeah, and kept going. How good is Josh Lenz?
It's about time that they started using him to his potential. Now, I don't know if that was just the scheme that Messingham was playing the first few games, or if that was just, Jantz doing too much of this, too much of that, running around, and then, by that time, Lenz's route is busted.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of things. Obviously, Barnett has some faith in that guy, and Barnett looked good, people.
Yeah.
He did. He looked good.
He's solid.
It's amazing how close this season mimics last season. You win through. You go 3-0. Things are looking up. Jantz has turnover issues, and he's gone. Barnett comes in, plays on the road. This time, last year at Texas Tech. This time at TCU, and pulls off a big victory.
Absolutely.
It was like I'm looking at myself in a mirror from last year.
Deja vu.
It's pretty crazy. We didn't out-yard them, okay? But our time of possession wasn't even really close. There was over an 11-minute difference. That's because when we struck quick.
Well, it was big plays.
It was all big plays,
Yeah.
it seemed like. And, when
and you're not going to strike quick against Iowa State defense.
No.
You got a nickel and dime. And
obviously, I knew our defense was going to be good. We were going to be top 3 or 4 in the Big 12, okay? Preseason.
Yeah.
And I knew our defensive backs, were young. It could be suspect, but I knew there was lots of talent there. Jacquez Washington and Reeves, kind of the two mainstays there. That are going to hold that together.
They're linchpins,
and I knew because of the linebackers we were going to be pretty good. I'll go on record saying that this may be the best defense in the Big 12. It could be.
I mean, who else are you going to give it to? I'm not sold on Oklahoma.
I'm not sold on them either.
You
can look at K-State potentially at this point in time. You can't look at Texas anymore.
No, or West Virginia, Baylor.
Oh no,
Oklahoma State. No,
we very well may have the best defense
Kansas,
in the Big 12.
No,
because you're talking holding TCU, which averages quite a few points a game, and Texas Tech, which averages quite a few points a game.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, if you look at the Tulsa game, obviously we didn't know how much they were going to score per game. They're doing just fine right now, putting up 50 points a game right now. So
their stride.
On our defenses hold every single one of them 24 points and under.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
They're solid. Yeah, and no, literally, who else are you going to put there? Because I'm not going to put West Virginia and Kansas State. That might be more of a function of who they played. Oklahoma doesn't have a great offense.
It very well could be who they played. It very well could be the type of game they play. When their offensive, their time of possession with the ball dwarfs most teams that they're playing because it's a lethargic offense. It just moves. It's like troops just moving down the field.
Yeah.
And when you're not giving the ball to the opposing offenses, you're going to have a pretty dang low points per game.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see in this last game, Iowa State gave up, or didn't give up, but TCU's offense had 36 minutes compared to Iowa State's 24, and they still managed only 23 points. I bet you if we looked at K-State's time of possession, they're the ones on top with the possession.
Absolutely.
So, it was a great win. I didn't feel like it was in doubt. You know what? It was nice to. It was nice to have the state to ourselves, just like it was nice to have the state to yourself. A couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Granted, it was a loss, but you guys were the only ones on. So.